bonding in coordination complexes. Now, in this topic, yesterday we have studied Jahn-Teller distortion, which is related to the unusual geometries or unusual geometrical shapes which are exhibited by certain complexes. So, in this particular aspects, we have seen that while studying the Jahn-Teller distortion, that why some six coordinated complexes possess certain different geometries, such as distorted octahedral geometry, what we call as a uh, axially elongated or axially compressed. Axially elongated complexes or axially elongated geometries are also known as a tetragonal geometries. So this is how we have studied, and this is related to the uh, presence of asymmetric electrons, particularly in EG group of orbitals. So we have seen the aspects with related to the octahedral, tetrahedral and square planar complexes. Now, today we are going to study which are the factors which influence or the factors which affect the crystal field splitting, that is the delta value. We have seen while calculating the CFSE in case of octahedral complexes, the delta values, the crystal field splitting in tetrahedral and square planar complexes. And today we are going to study which are those factors which influence or which govern or which affect the magnitude or the value of delta value in all these complexes. So see these. Now, if you want, you can write some interesting points that today we are going to study the factors affecting crystal field splitting, that is the delta values, whether it is a delta O or whether it is a delta T or delta SP. So which are the factors which affect the crystal field splitting, that is delta value? There are four such factors which affect the crystal field splitting, that is a delta value. The first factor is known as the nature of ligands. This is the first factor which affect the crystal field splitting value, that is delta. Second, the oxidation state of metal. This is second factor which also affect the crystal field splitting, that is delta value. Third is the type of d electrons which are possessed by the metal. And fourth factor is known as the geometry of the complex. So these are four such factors which affect the magnitude or the value of crystal field splitting, that is a delta value. So we shall see all these factors one by one. The first factor, that is known as the nature of ligand. How the nature of ligand that can affect the magnitude of crystal field splitting, that is a delta value. We know when the ligand is a small and which carries high negative charge. This is very important. The ligands which are small in size and which carry high negative charge can cause greater crystal splitting value, that is delta. That means the energy gap between T2G and EG, this is large enough. This energy gap, that is delta value, is large enough only when small ligands and those ligands which carry high negative charge. It is assumed that small size ligand, those ligands which carries high negative charge, can approach the metal d orbitals very strongly, and hence on account of this approach is very intimate approach, or they can interact with the metal d orbitals strongly, on account of which this energy gap is very large. For example, we know that seventh A group elements, which contains fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. As we know, when we go down any group, here fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine, the size of ion increases. So fluorine is small in size while iodine is large in size. As per this concept, those ions or those ligands which are small in size, they can interact with the metal d orbitals very strongly, on account of which the crystal field splitting, that is delta value, is large. In addition to this, if we see the electronegativity of fluorine, then fluorine is having highest electronegativity value in the periodic table, that is a 4, and this electronegativity value goes on decreasing from top to bottom. So iodine is having very low electronegativity value. So amongst this halogen series, whenever such ligands are there, amongst these ligands, fluorine is small size, carrying high negative charge, can interact with the metal d orbitals strongly, on account of which there is a large energy gap. Secondly, amongst the ligands, those ligands which are neutral or uncharged. Neutral means those ligands which do not carry any positive or negative charge. In this case, fluorine carries a negative charge, chlorine carries a negative charge. So there are certain ligands, those are also responsible to form the complexes. So it is estimated that those ligands which are neutral or uncharged, they can cause greater crystal splitting value, that is delta. So those ligands which are neutral or uncharged, so in this regard, those ligands which are more polar and basic, those can cause greater crystal field splitting value. So if we consider two different ligands which are neutral and uncharged, NH3 do not carry any charge, positive or negative, or water molecule do not carry any positive or negative charge. For example, if you consider this particular complex CONH6 3 plus and COH2O6 3 plus, in both these cases, ammonia ligand is also there and water ligand is there. Metal ion is almost same. In both these cases, in the first complex, the delta value is large enough. That is, the crystal field splitting value, that is T2G and EG, that is delta value, is very large. As compared to this water molecule, here delta value is very small. That is, the energy gap between T2G and EG, this value is very small. The reason for this is that in both the cases, metal ion is same, but the ligands are different, but both the ligands are neutral or uncharged. In this case, ammonia carries, amongst ammonia, nitrogen carries a lone pair of electron. So there is a electronegativity difference between nitrogen and hydrogen molecule. Hydrogen is having low electronegativity value while nitrogen is having high electronegativity value. So with respect to hydrogen, nitrogen carries a negative charge while hydrogen carries a positive charge. So amongst this NH3 and H2O, NH3 ligand being more polar and basic, that means from this ammonia molecule, the lone pair of electron is easily contributed. So it becomes more basic and more polar. That means there is the existence of two different poles in ammonia molecule. So this particular fact is not true for uncharged or neutral ligands such as water molecule. So among neutral or uncharged ligands, those ligands which are more basic and polar can cause greater crystal field splitting value, that is the delta. So ammonia being a stronger base can cause greater crystal field splitting value, that is delta. So this is about the first factor, nature of ligand, those can cause the greater crystal field splitting, that is delta value. So in brief, small ligands carrying high negative charge can cause greater crystal field splitting value, that is delta. And amongst the neutral or uncharged ligands, those ligands which are polar and more basic can cause greater crystal field splitting, that is delta value. We shall proceed with the second factor which also influence the magnitude of crystal field splitting, that is the oxidation state of metal. Now, in oxidation state of metal, the oxidation state, that is second factor, the oxidation state of metal that also influence the magnitude of crystal field splitting, that is delta value. So if we are having a metal in divalent state and the same metal in trivalent state, for example, cobalt in +2 oxidation state and cobalt in +3 oxidation state, metal atom is same, metal ion is same, but amongst the same metal ion exhibiting two different oxidation state, one is a lower oxidation state, another is a higher oxidation state. Which oxidation state cause more crystal field splitting, that is delta value? It is seen that the trivalent metal ions can cause greater crystal field splitting value, that is delta. So whenever a divalent and trivalent metal ion is there, the trivalent ion, that is higher the oxidation state, greater is the crystal field splitting value, that is a delta. For example, if we see certain complexes of 3D series, VH2O6 3 plus, VH2O6 2 plus. Another complex with manganese MnH2O6 3 plus and MnH2O6 2 plus. Then FeH2O6 3 plus and FeH2O6 2 plus. Now here we have taken vanadium in +3 state, vanadium in 2 plus state. Here manganese in +3, manganese in +2. Then iron in +3 and iron in +2 oxidation state. Here it is estimated that the ion which is having higher oxidation state, either V+3, Mn+3 or Fe+3, can cause greater crystal splitting value, that is delta. For example, for hexaco-vanadium +3 ion, here the value is found to be 211 kilojoules per mole. But for the divalent ion, for the same metal ion, it is found to be 151. So it is seen that the trivalent ion can cause greater crystal field splitting value. If we move one step further for manganese, the value for manganese is found to be 251 kilojoules per mole, and for divalent manganese ion it is just 93. That means Mn+3 and Mn+2, Mn+3 can cause greater crystal field splitting value, that is delta. Come to iron in higher oxidation state. For iron it is 164 kilojoules per mole, and in lower oxidation state it is having the value as 124. That means the trivalent iron has more crystal field splitting value. So the values that I have shown here, these are the values for a trivalent and a divalent ion, trivalent, divalent. It is concluded that all the trivalent ion are having the higher values of crystal field splitting, that is delta value, as compared to the divalent ion. So oxidation state of metal also affect the magnitude of crystal field splitting. That higher the oxidation state of metal, greater will be the crystal field splitting value, that is shown here. So this is second factor. Now the third factor is shown here, the type of d electron. So we have considered so many metal atoms. In certain metal atoms, the metal atom may be having the electrons from 3D series. Some metal ions may be having the electrons from 4D series, and some metals may be having the ions from the 5D series. So the type of d electrons that also affects the magnitude of crystal field splitting. We know while studying last year the chemistry of d block elements, we have seen that there are in all three series of elements. One is a 3D series which starts from scandium, ends with zinc, then 4D series, then 5D series. Now here, whether the electron pertains to 3D series or 4D series or 5D series. So if we consider one representative example amongst all these three series, for example, CONH36 3 plus having atom number 27 and rhodium atom number 45 RHNH36 3 plus, and from 5D series iridium atomic number 77 IRNH3 6 3 plus. So we have taken one representative metal ion from all the three series. Now my question is that amongst which series the metal ion can cause greater crystal field splitting value, that is delta. Now here in all these cases we have considered the amine complexes. Everywhere the ligand is same but the metal ion is from 3D series, 4D series and 5D series. Here, the delta values for cobalt amine complex is found to be 290 kilojoules per mole, and for rhodium it is found to be 406 kilojoules per mole, and for iridium it is 490 kilojoules per mole. So from these three values, what conclusion that can be drawn? This cobalt pertains to the 3D series of elements. On going from 3D to 4D series and from 4D series to 5D series, these values increase approximately by 40%. That means the iridium amine complex can cause greatest or highest crystal field splitting, that is a delta value. So the reason for this is that as compared to the 5D and 4D electrons, the 3D orbitals are comparatively small in size, and 4D and 5D orbitals are big in size, and hence they extend farther out from the nucleus, and hence in doing so they come near the orbitals of ligand and hence interact more strongly. So because 4D and 5D orbitals are big in size and hence they interact more strongly with the ligand, and on account of this these can cause greatest crystal field splitting value. So from going from 3D to 4D and from 4D to 5D, the delta values increases. So the type of d electron also affects the magnitude of crystal field splitting, that is a delta. So if the d orbital is from 5D, then that can cause greatest crystal field splitting, that is delta value. So this is first the nature of ligand, second is oxidation state of metal, and third is the type of d electron, which type of d electron, whether it is from 3D, 4D or 5D. And the fourth factor which also affects the magnitude of crystal field splitting value, that is delta, is a geometry of the complex. While studying the fourth factor, here the fourth factor, while studying the crystal field splitting in octahedral complexes and in tetrahedral complexes, we have seen that the crystal field splitting, that is a delta O value, is greater than that is observed in crystal field splitting in tetrahedral complex. We have seen the reasons for this is that in octahedral complexes 6 ligands are there, in tetrahedral complexes 4 ligands are there. In octahedral complexes, either strong or weak ligands may be there and they can cause greater crystal field splitting value. But in tetrahedral complexes, only weak ligands are there. And because weak ligands are there, their interaction is poor. On account of this, there is a smaller value of crystal field splitting, that is a delta value, as in case of tetrahedral complex. Another very important reason to have greater crystal field splitting value in octahedral complexes is that in octahedral complexes all the 6 ligands are present on the 3 axes x, y, z. As ligands are approaching on the axis, hence the EG group of orbital, they experience stronger repulsion from the ligands and hence there is a larger value. But the case is not true in case of tetrahedral complexes, because in tetrahedral complexes all the 4 ligands are present in between the coordinate axis x, y, and z. And because the ligands are present in between the coordinate axis and those orbitals of metal which are having their lobes in between the coordinate axis, they experience the repulsion from the surrounding ligands. But this repulsion is very, very weak because weak ligands are there. So weak ligands, poor interaction is there. On account of this, there is a small value of value of delta in tetrahedral complexes. So these are the four such factors which govern or which can influence. These are the factors which can influence the magnitude of crystal field splitting, that is delta value. So it is showing only 10 minutes are left. So I have to conclude within 10 minutes. So the first is the nature of ligands. Small ligands carrying high negative charge can cause greater crystal field splitting value. Then the second part, that is those ligands which are neutral or uncharged, those ligands which are more basic and polar can cause greater crystal field splitting value. Higher the oxidation state of metal can cause greater crystal field splitting value. And the type of d electron which is possessed by either of these orbitals that can cause greater crystal field splitting, that is amongst the d electrons from 5d orbital can cause greater crystal field splitting, that is delta value. And the last factor we have considered is a geometry of the complex. Octahedral complexes can cause greater crystal field splitting value, that is a delta. Now, in brief, if we want to show the demerits or the drawbacks of crystal field theory, then one can give the drawbacks of this crystal field theory or demerits. First drawback is that this crystal field theory assumes that the metal ligand bonding is 100% ionic. How it is ionic? Because ligand gives its electron and metal receives its electron. This is simply as if the one element gives electron, another element receives electron. So this is somewhat ionic type of bonding is observed in case of these metal ligand bonding. It cannot account for the partially covalent nature of the bonding. It is estimated that some of the complex they do have some covalent type of bonding. This particular fact is not explained by valence bond theory. Second demerit is that this crystal field theory considers only d orbital splitting. We have seen the d orbital splitting of metal ions only in terms of P2G and Eg. The metal also possess the s orbitals, the p orbitals. This particular fact is not considered by crystal field theory. So crystal field theory considers only d orbital splitting, but the metal ions also contain some s and p orbitals. These orbitals are not considered, or the splitting of these orbitals is not considered by crystal field theory. Thirdly, this theory does not consider the relative strength of ligands. What is the relative strength of ligands? Say for example, if two complexes are there, one complex contains fluorine, another complex contains fluorine, one more complex that contains bromine. All these are the halides. Here, the relative strength of fluorine and bromine, these are from halogen family. The relative strength is not considered. Only they have shown that fluorine is small in size and more electronegative, can cause greater crystal field value. So the relative strength of ligands is not considered by this theory. The fourth demerit is that crystal field theory considers only the sigma bonding that is existing between metal and ligand. That means the multiple bonding is not considered by crystal field theory. That means the pi bonding is not considered by this theory. So it considers only sigma bonding that exists in between metal and ligand. Then another drawback is that it does not consider the charge transfer bands or charge transfer of electrons from metal to ligand or from ligand to metal. This is not considered by crystal field theory. In brief, if we want to explain this, then as we know that potassium permanganate, here manganese having configuration 4s2 3d5 atom number 25. In this case manganese having plus 7 oxidation state. So to show plus 7 oxidation state, loss of all the electrons must be there. So manganese having d0 configuration. So metal, that is manganese, having d0 configuration, and here the ligand, that is the oxygen, acts as a ligand. So here this oxygen gives its one electron to metal. That means there is a transfer of charge from oxygen to manganese, because the theory of color that shows that to have a color, the d orbital of metal must contain at least one electron. But in case of potassium permanganate, manganese is having d0 configuration, even though it is intense purple color. This is because there is a transfer of charge from ligand to metal takes place. That means this oxygen gives its electron to manganese, and because of transfer of this charge, the solution of manganese shows purple color. So this particular fact, the transfer of charge is not shown, or there is no satisfactory explanation given by crystal field theory by on this charge transfer. And one more important drawback of this crystal field theory is that this crystal field theory considers only d orbital splitting of metal. There are ligands are also present, and the ligand orbital splitting is not considered by this theory. So the splitting of ligands is not considered by this theory. So these are certain important facts which are shown by this crystal field theory. So as per this crystal field theory, we have seen which are the factors those can govern the crystal field splitting, that is a delta value. So we are running out of time, only 3 minutes are left. I want to conclude this session that today we have seen that there are 4 factors which influence the magnitude of crystal field splitting, that is delta value. The first factor is the nature of ligand. Second factor, the oxidation state of metal. Third factor, the type of d electrons. And fourth factor is the geometry of the complex. So these are the 4 such factors which influence or which govern the crystal field splitting, that is a delta value. So these are the 4 factors. So the 4 factors which govern the delta value either in octahedral, tetrahedral or in square planar complexes. And we have seen certain drawbacks, demerits or the faults which are present in the crystal field theory. Those are, first is that crystal field theory does not consider the covalent nature of the bonding that exists in some of the complexes. Secondly, it considers only d orbital splitting of metal. It does not consider the s and p orbitals which are also exhibited by the metal also. Third, it does not consider the relative strength of ligands. I have shown certain ligands from the same group, that is FClBr. And fourth drawback or demerit is that CFT does not consider the formation of multi-bond bonding, that is pi bonding may be also present. This particular fact is not considered by crystal field theory. And fourth, fifth is it does not consider the charge transfer of charge from metal to ligand or ligand to metal. This particular fact is not shown by this crystal field theory. And last is a sixth demerit is that crystal field theory does not consider the splitting of orbitals of ligand. It considers only the splitting or d orbital splitting of metal only. It does not consider the splitting of ligand orbitals. So this is how we have completed the first part of this topic, that is crystal field theory. So in order to overcome the drawbacks or the demerits which are arised in this theory, a new theory was put forward, is known as molecular orbital theory, which is also very interesting to study. That theory I shall start tomorrow at 9 a.m. So we shall stop here. Thank you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me on my WhatsApp, or if you are still having doubt, I will send this YouTube video to you. Thank you. Thank you very much.